Okay, today we'll learn about India in 6th century BC. This is the time we have seen that this is the emergence of Protestant religion. Protestant religion. First of all, we have to understand what is meant by Protestant religion. Protestant religion is nothing but a type of religion which is actually took birth from the grievances of the common people on the empty rituals, extravagant rituals, oppression made by the Brahmin classes and all. We have seen in the later Vedic period the rituals become complex one, and obviously the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas, they used to take very prominent position in the history and as well as in the political and social affairs. So that's why the common people, they found no place in the religion, and these grievances actually made quest for a new type of religion. অর্থাৎ নিজের যে রিলিজিয়ান তাতে যদি আমি সম্মান না পাই তখন কি হয়, মানুষ চেষ্টা করে যে অন্য কোনো জায়গা যেখানে সে সম্মানটা পাবে, এবং সেই জায়গাটা থেকে কিন্তু অ্যান্ড ফ্রম দ্যাট অল দিস ফ্যাক্টরস টুগেদারলি কালমিনেটিং ইন্টু new type of religion, birth of a new religions, and that is known as Protestant religions. Okay, so first of all causes, that is complex rituals. Number second, you can say atrocities made by Brahmins. Number third, যেটা আমরা বলতে পারি আরেকটা হচ্ছে, সেটা হচ্ছে difficult language. The Brahmins used to parch in Sanskrit language, which is not at all understood by the common people. If people are in search of, in such kind of religion, where the religious teacher will parch in local language so that the people can very well decipher it. Number fourth, and also they are in search of simple type of rituals, okay, and obviously which can accommodate everybody. So all these factors led to birth of the Protestant religion. And now the most prominent Protestant religion in India during 6th century BC was two religion. One is propounded by Gautam Buddha, and his religion is known as Buddhism. And another one is Mahavira, and he propounded a religion known as Jainism. Okay, so first of all we'll go through the Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha was born in a royal family, and after attaining, you can say 20-21 years of age, he left his own in search of what is the causes of sorrow. ওকে, মানুষের জীবনে দুঃখের কারণ কি, এই কারণটা খোঁজার জন্য তিনি বাড়ি থেকে বেরিয়ে পড়েন, অ্যান্ড আফটার সেভারাল ইয়ার্স অফ ট্রাভেলিং অ্যান্ড অবভিয়াসলি লার্নিং ফ্রম দ্য নেচার অ্যান্ড সোসাইটি, আলটিমেটলি হি কাম ডাউন টু দ্য কনক্লুশন, অ্যান্ড দ্যাট কামিং ডাউন টু কনক্লুশন ইজ নোন অ্যাজ এনলাইটমেন্ট। মানে তিনি বুঝতে পারলেন এই আর কি, দ্য অ্যাকচুয়াল এম অফ এডুকেশন ইজ দ্য এনলাইটমেন্ট। মানে আমরা যদি নিজেকে বুঝতে পারি এবং প্রকৃতিকে বুঝতে পারি, দ্য ইনার সেলফ উইদিন ইউ, ওকে, তাকে বুঝতে পারি, সেই স্টেটটাকে বলা হয় এনলাইটমেন্ট। এটা সাধারণ মানুষের ক্ষেত্রে খুব কম দেখা যায়, মহাপুরুষদের ক্ষেত্রেই বেশি দেখা যায়, ঠিক আছে। সো ওয়ান্স হি অ্যাটেন্ড এনলাইটমেন্ট, হি টোল্ড দে নাথিং বাট ডিজায়ার ইজ দ্য কজ অফ সরো, আওয়ার মেটেরিয়ালিস্টিক ডিজায়ার। অর্থাৎ আমরা কিছু চাইছি, সেটা পাচ্ছি না, সেটাই আমাদের জীবনের দুঃখের কারণ হয়ে দাঁড়াচ্ছে। আমরা যেগুলো চাইছি সেগুলো পাচ্ছি না, আর সে না পাওয়া থেকে সেগুলোই আমাদের দুঃখের কারণ হয়ে দাঁড়াচ্ছে। তাহলে ডিজায়ার ইজ দ্য কজ অফ সরো, ওকে। অ্যান্ড অবভিয়াসলি হিজ টিচিংস হি পার্সড অ্যামং দ্য ফার্স্ট দ্য কমন পিপল অ্যান্ড দ্য লোয়ার কাস্ট পিপল, অ্যান্ড হি পার্সড হিজ new religion, Buddhism, in Pali language, okay, which is a local dialect. So it is very much understood by the common people, and there is no caste bar. The rituals are very simple. There is no extravagant rituals. So by thus, the Buddhism that time became very popular in northern India. It spread over the southern India, got patronage from several kings. Not only that, it is the only religion which crossed the Indian boundary and spread over different regions, especially in Southeast Asia like China, Japan, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Indonesian countries, and so these religion become a international religion. We will go through the doctrines of it. Okay. He told about 4 noble truth. 4টে আর্য সত্য আছে, 4 noble truth, জীবনের 4টি সত্য, 4 noble truth, 4টি সত্য কি কি আছে? Okay, the world is full of suffering, obviously, full of suffering. And number second, suffering has a cause, and so suffering has a cause. এটা একটা কারণ আছে, কারণটা কি? তোমার ডিজায়ার। ওকে, অ্যান্ড ডিজায়ার ইজ দ্য কজ অফ সাফারিং, যেটা বলছিলাম, দেখো খেয়াল করে। ওকে, চেনটা হচ্ছে এটাই। ওকে, অ্যান্ড ইফ ডিজায়ার স্টপড, আমরা যদি এই ডিজায়ারকেই কন্ট্রোল করতে পারি, যে এটা চাই সেটা চাই, এই মেটেরিয়ালিস্টিক যে দৌড়টা, সেটাকে যদি কন্ট্রোল করতে পারি, তাহলে কিন্তু আমরা অনেকটাই কিন্তু অ্যাচিভ করতে পারি। সো by this we can also stop the sufferings, and for stopping of sufferings he made had to stop the sufferings, he made a direction, and that direction is known as eightfold path. Eightfold path ইয়েতে বলা হচ্ছে, তার ভাষায় বলা হচ্ছে অষ্টাঙ্গিক মার্গ। eightfold path, অষ্টাঙ্গিক মার্গ, মার্গ মানে পাথ, অষ্টাঙ্গিক মানে 8. So he told about eightfold path, and the paths are right action, right thought, right belief, right living, right speech, right effort, right recollection, and right meditation. Okay, so if a person follow these doctrines or principle in his life, so according to him he will get the salvation, that means ultimate liberation of soul from the body. আমরা জানি যে আত্মার মুক্তি হচ্ছে মানুষের চরমতম প্রাপ্তি। So liberation of the soul is the ultimate aim or motto of the every human being. আচ্ছা, apart from that, he told about some conduct. He also formulated some conduct for the common people, especially for the Buddhist monks, those who will live in the monastery and spread the ideology of the religion, that not to tell lie, not to own property, not to consume alcoholic drink, not to commit violence, and not to indulge in corrupt practices. In that time, actually the priests of the Hindu societies, they are actually indulged in politics as well as dirty practices, and sometimes they are also highly corrupted. So Buddha wanted to get rid out of that and made a very clean religion and transparent religion and a simplified religion. Okay, so that's why Buddha became very much important. And it is the theory that karma and moksha. He propounded a theory, karma. Karma means you did, and moksha is the liberation of soul. Okay, so your good deed leads to moksha. ওকে, অ্যান্ড ব্যাড ডিড উইল বি পানিশড। অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমাদের পৃথিবীতে সমস্ত রকম ধর্ম যারা প্রচার করে গেছেন, তারা কিন্তু এই জিনিসগুলোর উপরে বারবার জোর দিয়েছেন যে ইয়োর রাইট কন্ডাক্ট, ইয়োর রাইট বিহেভিয়ার, ইয়োর রাইট ওয়ে অফ লিভিং উইল লিড ইউ টু রিনাউন্সিয়েশন অর সালভেশন, whereas or nirvana or moksha, whatever you want to say. But if you are not doing that one, there will be suffering on you, and the suffering is the bad, and due to your bad deed the suffering will be there, and that suffering is actually nothing but the punishment. That means good deed will be rewarded and bad deed will be punished. So these are the major aspects of karma and moksha theory. Okay. And he has also made 10 commandments, that is 10 principles to be strictly followed by the monks of the monasteries, those who are parcher of the Buddhist religion. And it has got a deep impact. Buddhism strongly parch ahimsa. Buddhism strongly parch about ahimsa, that means non-violence. Ahimsa means ki non-violence. অর্থাৎ হিংসা না ছড়ানো, মানুষকে ভালোবাসার মধ্যে দিয়ে কাছে টেনে নেওয়া। আমাদের ভারতবর্ষের আজও কিন্তু প্রিন্সিপাল এটা আছে, আমরা হিংসায় বিশ্বাস করি না, আমরা কিন্তু নন ভায়োলেন্সেই বিশ্বাস করি। ওকে, and obviously they have got a great influence on the religious life, because maximum the Hindus, they are greatly influenced by this religion, as it is a simple religion, simple to conduct, simple to carry, simple to understand. Okay, so it's a simplified religious form. So that's why it gained immense popularity. And people on the believing of ahimsa, the crime in the society is reduced. The several kings, we can say, several kings, they left the policy of warfare, they took the ideology of peace and understanding, like great Samrat Ashoka. Okay, so by thus ultimately there is a political stability all over the country. Through the Buddhist religion, like you can say Tripitaka, that is the major religious text of Buddhism. Vinay Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, Abhidharma Pitaka. There 3 books are there, and they're togetherly termed as Tripitaka, and this is the and the text is written in Pali, and this is the major religious textbook, and this book are actually very rich resources for the Indian history and tradition. Okay. But as the religion spread all over the India, not only spread over even out of India, it goes beyond the boundaries. But still, during the Gupta period, we have seen there is a sharp decline of Buddhism in India, and present day only in very few pocket or micro-region Buddhism exists. Okay, so because of the fact, first of all, in Gupta period there is a revival of Hinduism. The Gupta kings, they patronized Hinduism, revival of Hinduism. There is a reform movement within the Hindu religion itself. Number second, after the death of Buddha, the Buddhism is divided into 2 parts. One is Mahayana, another is Hinayana. Due to this division, actually, the inner force, the inherent force is actually divided. Okay, number 3, যেটা দেখতে পাবো যে as there is a revival of Hinduism, they lost royal patronage. Not only that, in a later period, the monks, they used to live luxurious life, which is actually severely criticized by the common people. Not only that, the Buddhism with due course of time also become complex. The complex rituals are introduced, which is not at all liked by the common masses. So once again there is a revival of Hinduism, and ultimately Buddhism is declined. But still present day in Southeast Asian countries except India, it is the major religion. Okay, people of that region are the follower of Buddhism, especially in China, Japan, Korea, and you can say Laos, Vietnam. These are the states where Buddhism is the main religion. Apart from that, we have seen there is emergence of another religion before Buddhism, that is known as Jainism, passed by Mahavira. According to Jain text, actually Mahavira is the last person at 20. In Jainism, the religious teachers are known as Tirthankaras. Tirthankaras. Okay, Tirthankara means religious teacher, and Mahavira is the 24th religious teacher. The first one was Parshvanath. Okay, but in history we have got no such kind of evidences. ইতিহাসেতে বিশ্বাস করে না. We have got evidence that the Mahavira is the founder and you can say first religious teacher of Jainism. And according to the name of Mahavir Jain, okay, Jain means knowledge, gaining knowledge. According to Mahavir Jain, the doctrine passed by him is known as Jainism. Okay, Jainism is very tough to maintain and conduct. It greatly emphasizes on ahimsa. The Jain believes the life is there over biotic and abiotic element. Biotic as well as abiotic element. অর্থাৎ সব কিছুর মধ্যেই প্রাণ আছে. So destruction of anything is nothing but a sin. Okay, so that's why they tried to destroy or tried to consume very little amount as much as possible. যত কম সম্ভব তারা জিনিস নষ্ট করেন বা জিনিস ব্যবহার করেন. তার কারণ হচ্ছে তারা মনে করেন প্রতিটা জিনিসেরই প্রাণ আছে এবং ইভেন ইটকাট পাথরেরও তারা প্রাণ আছে বলে ধরে নেন. ওকে, সো we'll go to the Jainism, teaching of Jainism. Mahavir Jain, after attaining, you can say he traveled deeper. He is also from royal family, left his home, traveled several years around, you can say for 12 years he had done penance. Hard penance means hard meditation. After that he got enlightenment. And he got the knowledge, and by thus he became known as Jina. Jina means conqueror, and from that the word derived, that is Jainism. Okay. Okay, so the main teachings is 5 vows. পাঁচটা রাস্তার কথা বলেছেন, মানতে হবে. ওকে, কি কি বলছেন? অহিংসা means not to conduct violence. Number 2, asatya. Asatya means not to steal, চুরি না করা. Okay. Number 3, Satta. That is not to tell lie. And number 4, Aparigraha. That means to maintain chastity, অর্থাৎ family life এ engage না হওয়া. And number 5, that is Brahmacharya. Okay. Aparigraha means not to possess property, and Brahmacharya means not to marry. So these 5 are the vows. One is ahimsa, asatya, satta, aparigraha and brahmacharya. So these 5 vows are major doctrine or major principle on which the Jainism is based on. Okay, and according to Jain, Mahavira also talked about that ultimate goal of man is the attainment of moksha. ওই বুদ্ধিজমে যেটা বলা আছে এখানেও কিন্তু তাই বলা আছে, ঠিক আছে, যে লিবারেশন অফ দ্য সোল. অ্যান্ড ফর দ্যাট উই হ্যাভ টু মেনটেন 3 principles in our life. These 3 principles are known as ত্রিরত্না. কি বলা হচ্ছে? ত্রিরত্না. কি কি বলা হচ্ছে? এক হচ্ছে রাইট ফেথ, সঠিক বিশ্বাস, রাইট নলেজ, সঠিক জ্ঞান, and number 3, right conduct. So 3টে জিনিস আমরা দেখলাম, রাইট ফেথ, রাইট কন্ডাক্ট, রাইট ওকে. অ্যান্ড আচ্ছা, and Jainism also spread in all over northern India and southern India, though it was become immense popular especially in southern India and western India, but it didn't cross the Indian barrier of the Indian subcontinent as Buddhism. Okay, it remained within India, and not only that, as it is very hard to maintain the religion and you can say perform the rituals. It is very hard to perform because it is a very tough principles are there, not to kill anything and live a very aesthetic life. So that's why Jainism slowly became unpopular. It is confined to a very fewer people in present day, okay, due to its lack of flexibility. Okay, and it is divided after the death of Mahavira. It is divided into 2 sects. One is Svetambara, that is white clad, and another one is Digambara, that means sky clad. এই দুটো সেক্টে তারা ভাগ হয়ে যায় এবং ফলে তারা দুর্বলও হয়ে পড়ে। আমরা দেখব যে হোয়াট আর দ্য ইম্প্যাক্ট অফ ইট। First of all, the ideology of ahimsa put a deep impact on the Indian politics. The maximum of the king, those who are influenced by the Jainism, they tried to avoid war as much as possible. So there is a political stability, ahimsa. Like Buddhism. Number second, in Jainism and Buddhism, both, they actually, you can say, shunned rituals, that means criticized rituals. They discarded and rejected empty rituals of Hinduism, made the rituals very simple, and obviously they also put emphasis on social service. They also never believe in casteism. Number 4, so it becomes popular, and in the field of literature also they have made several you can say religious textbook, and 12 religious textbooks are compiled together, that is known as Dadas Angas, 12 Angas. Dadas Angas, and togetherly known as 12. This is the major religious textbook of, you can say, Jainism. In Buddhism we have seen the major religious textbook was Tripitaka, whereas in Jainism it is Dadas Anga. Okay, so there is what is the impact of the Protestant religion if we take togetherly, that is we can conclude that that is the main entry, you can say, togetherly these Protestant religions made huge impact on the Indian subcontinent. Because of the fact, on the influence of these two religions, we have seen the people became staunch follower of ahimsa. There is a political stability, the crime is reduced, the rituals became very simple, easy to perform, and empty rituals are discarded. The Brahmins, the identity of the Brahmins are at the question mark. There is a decline of Hinduism, but after the downfall of you can say Maurya Empire and rise of Gupta Empire, there is once again revival of Hinduism. So Hinduism also get purified due to the incidence or occurrence of these two Protestant religion, that is Jainism and Buddhism. So this is the main content of the chapter, and what you have to read, that is the causes of rise of Protestant religion in general, impact of Buddhism and Jainism, 5 vows, Triratna from Jainism, and as well as Ashtangic Marg and 4 noble truth. So these are the major questions asked from this chapter. Thank you very much.